Good morning, my darlings. How are you this morning? This is Natalia on the 17th of May and coming to you with a beautiful pick a card reading and pick an envelope reading, 1, 2 or 3. Red envelope, pink envelope, green envelope. What are you feeling this morning? Whatever your vibes are telling you is the right choice for you. And we have a beautiful message from your angels about a really beautiful transit that's going on in the cosmos at the moment, which is all about Jupiter moving into the sign of Pisces. So it had been in the sign of Aquarius, and it is for the next couple of months moving into the sign of Pisces. And it's a big thing. It's a big thing for all of us, for helping to unblock things, helping us to release, heal, and also to connect more profoundly with our spirituality and the angelic realms. So it's an absolutely amazing time for all of us. So I hope we're going to make the most of this energy and see what the messages are for us today as we enter into this new realm, this new energy. So good morning, my loves. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. And thank you, first of all, so much for the stars, Lynn Hardy. You are a blessing. Thank you. 26 weeks in a row she's been sending me stars. So I do appreciate it. You'll see there's a little stars icon at the bottom of the screen if you're watching on a mobile device. If you're watching on YouTube, you can't take part in this. But if you're watching on Facebook, on my Facebook page, then you'll be able to send me stars. And I do appreciate them so much because it supports me in the work that I do. Because it takes a lot of energy, this. So thank you so much to Barbara Phipps for sending me stars. You're amazing. Thank you, darling. And thank you to Andrea McSkimming for sending me those stars as well. So let me say my good mornings and wishing you all very beautiful week and hope lots of really amazing things happen for you. So good morning to Suzanne Dooley, obviously to Andrea and Barbara, to Gemma Crow. Thank you for the love and light, so gratefully received, and I'm taking it, absorbing it right into my heart space this morning. Gemma, thank you. Good morning to Nicole South. How are you doing, my love? Good evening, sorry, I always forget to say good evening. Good morning to you, lovely Sue boys. How great it is to see you here. Thank you for joining me live. Pauline Nicholson, good morning to you. And she's saying good morning to everybody, so isn't that nice? Hello to Laura Holman. How are you doing, Laura? Not seen you for a while. Good morning to Julie Johnson. How are you doing, darling? Laurie Ann, have you got your coffee, Laurie? Because it's early bird you are. I'm very well. Thank you, Julie. Okay, who else is here? I do like to say my good mornings and my hellos, so do bear with me for a second and we're going to get on to the good stuff, don't worry. Nancy Zimmerman, good morning and thank you for the stars, my darling. And Margarita Jeffries, you've made it. Oh, I'm so happy that you could. Loretta is here. Good morning, Loretta. Do you know, I really love that name. I'm sorry when I single people out for their names. It's a bad thing to do, isn't it? But I just really love that name. Fiona's here from Galway. Galway girl, that's you, Fiona. I think that song was written for you. Christiane, good evening to you, darling. How are you doing? Thank you for the stars, Nicole. I so appreciate it. Vanessa Dempsey, that's an early morning for you as well, my love. Jennifer Sylvia's here. Hello, Jennifer. How are you doing? Jenny Cook is here. Good morning to you. Coffee's in progress with Laurie. Oh, bless. That's what I like to hear. I've had my coffee this morning. Now, Jenny, thank you for the stars, my love. So I want to talk to you about the next stars goal. You'll see that there is a stars goal, which we've got 5% of. So we're rocking and rolling already. I just set a new goal. Good morning, Julie Hands. Because I'm going to go live every day with angel messages when we reach our goal of 6,000 stars. And every star is 1 cent. So you can send me some stars of any value you wish. It's not a huge amount of money, but it really helps. And then I'll go live every morning of that particular week when we reach our stars goal. So we'll have some. We've done this before, and I think you've really enjoyed it. So it's really nice to have something to aim for, isn't it? And thank you to everybody who's supporting and sharing and liking and commenting, and most of all sending me stars. I do appreciate that. So. Oh, that little envelope wants to flip open. So I'd like you to, before we get into the angel messages for the week, I'd like you to have a look. That just does not want to stay down. Never mind. It's a naughty envelope. So I'd like you to look at the envelopes and choose envelope number 1, which is the red one. Envelope number 2, which is the pink one. You might not be able to see because of the text with the comments. Or envelope number 3, which is the green. So one of those is calling your name, I'm sure, or a number. So do you want the rebel red, rosy pink, or gorgeous green? So we're going to have a lovely message, and we've got some little affirmation cards and some angel key cards. So I think we all need a message this week, don't we? Because it's raining outside, but everything's looking all lush and we need the rain. But it's a bit dreary, so I think that we need a little pick-me-up, don't we? So let's have some angel messages. And thank you so much for the stars. Gemma, you're a sweetheart. So we're going to have a couple of cards for this week to see what the first half of the week is going to look like for us all. This is for the collective. Sujata, good morning. How are you doing, my love? And if I haven't said good morning to you, then pop a comment so I can say hello. No hesitation. Gemma going straight for the green. G for green. So if you are interested in knowing which card deck I'm using for my weekly angel messages, which is my go-to deck, is the Angel Tarot deck by Radley Valentine. You get 78 cards in here, and you get to learn a lot about the archangels that are inside that deck. And it's like the tarot, but it's representing angels, unicorns, fairies, dragons, and have I said everything? Oh, mermaids and mer people for the water energy. So there's one of my cards there as well. Now I'm just going to drop a link before this link disappears, and you can find my cards in there if you want to order this card deck. It comes from the heart. It's the Oracle of Wisdom and Beauty. It's that one, and it comes also with an amazing guidebook. Because one thing that really annoys me about oh, there it is, card decks, is when they don't tell you the meaning of the cards and you have to suss it out for yourself until you can get really proficient with them. So this gives you all the lowdown. Get the proper size guidebook. You get loads of information, and you get quotes in there, and you get things about the chakras. You get an affirmation for each card. You get crystals, and a really long description of the message, and the numerology as well. So you get all of that with my card deck. So there we go. Let's just have a look and say hello to everybody before I get started. I don't want to miss anybody out. So Izzy's here. How are you doing, Izzy? Mona Peebles is here. And Hannah Horgan, thank you for the stars, darling. I so appreciate that. Fiona says red is calling, but you feel you should listen to the message in pink. Yeah, go with whatever your intuition's telling you, my love. That sounds good to me. And Laurie sent me some stars. Thank you so much. Now, it says you're on a 4-week streak, but you send me stars every week. So I think Facebook's got some kind of hiccup there. I think we had a really, really long streak going on, and then Facebook's messed it up. How did it do that? And Danielle Bowen, my beautiful Danielle, is here. Good evening to you, darling. All right, shall we get started? You've had a stressful day at work, Izzy. How's your morning been? Oh, my morning's been very good. I had my daughter here for the weekend, which was so wonderful and so timely. And we just had a really beautiful weekend together. So I'm feeling very blessed, but a little bit sad because she drove off in her little car that she's got now, and I was sad to see her go. Bless her. She's such a beautiful soul. But thank you for asking. That Pauline, my cards, I don't kind of push my cards loads onto people, but I am very proud of them because I always wanted to have my own deck of oracle cards, and I'm very, very happy with them. So yes, I'm going to be boastful and say they are beautiful. And thank you. And Facebook is a hot mess. I think that's a really good description for it. And Colleen's joined us. Hello, Colleen. How's the move going, darling? And Lucy Buxton's here catching us live. Fantastic. Right, let's get going. So the first half of this beautiful new week, well, what can we expect? What are the angels trying to tell us about the first half of the week? Now, I, for one, am really glad to see this card, and I'll tell you why. Because the Six of Air is all about getting away from troubles, getting away from things are, it could have been weighing heavily on our mind, making us anxious, making us feel like things weren't going so well. And one of the things that I've learned recently is that a negative experience is always positive for us, because it's teaching us something very valuable, and we tend to get the very most value from the things that test us and challenge us. Do you find that? And you know, the key is when you're in the moment of that thing happening, what seems to be happening to you or around you, is to be present within it and go, what is this teaching me? What is this lesson? Just go into the eye of the storm and breathe in the breath of the storm. And it's a fascinating thing to do, to be really mindful of that. Whatever's going on around you that is troubling you, that's stressing you out, that's causing you problems in your life, it's unwanted. We can't push away the unwanted. We have to sit within the unwanted, because, you know, the more stressed and upset we get about it, the more we're resisting it. So of course, go, I accept this thing, whatever this challenge is that you're bringing me, I accept it, and I'm working through what this means for me. And then, you know, I find that the less resistance, the more you try to understand and work with what is going on around you, within you, the easier it is to come out the other side of it, because you're processing it, you're not pushing it away and in denial, because denials are really, it's a shady thing. So we're being asked to face down our troubles and challenges, and to really breathe in all of the goodness that they're bringing us. And so here we are, being able to release them and be discharged from them, because we faced up to them. And isn't that lovely? It's a very relieving feeling to be able to release that and to get away from the toxicity. What we consider to be the toxicity can often be the biggest blessing. So things are looking up. Any difficulties that you have been experiencing, you're going to take a trip away from those. And the quicker the trip and the more pleasant the trip, the more that if you lean into the challenge and face it down. That's been the biggest lesson for me this weekend. Face it down, my loves. We cannot resist that. You know, allow everything in. Allow it all in. Don't say, why me? Why not me? You know? And, you know, the other thing, my loves, if we're really strong, we're here to do really brilliant things in this lifetime. Each of us has got our own individual mission. And in every good movie, the hero of the story has to go through some challenges, because that's what makes the story exciting, isn't it? So we can't just lead a really happy, uneventful life, because we'd have to come back and do it all again. So, you know, this is really important. No pain, no gain. Colleen, yes. Colleen's given us all this, you know, rah-rah. She's given us some good affirmations this morning. All right, so that's the first half of the week. That's taken us through to Wednesday, Thursday. And then the second half of the week is, oh my goodness. Right, this week has the potential. I always say it has the potential, because you're in control of your emotions, your thoughts, your life. You might not feel like you are. You might feel like there's somebody pulling invisible strings up in the universe, and that they're testing and torturing you and punishing you, and that is not the case. This is all about you deciding that you are going to be curious about what is going on around you and what you're experiencing, in order for you to have those wishes become manifest. So this is the wish card. There's 2 wish cards in this deck of cards, this Angel Tarot deck, and this is one of them. And it's the 9 of Water, and it's saying you are nearly there, you're on the cusp of something, and you can start to see something that a long-held wish, a dream, a desire, a feeling of great happiness, intoxication, you know, like we're intoxicated with joy. That coming true, and those concerns, there seem to be a message about concerns fading away, but because you decided to lean into the discomfort, you're going to be rewarded with this love of life. And you know, when things happen to us or happen around us that we don't like, what they also do is remind us of when the times are good to really enjoy those, to really to be in the moment of feeling blessed, you know, not wanting more, you know, sit with what you have right now and feel the blessings from that, because if we don't appreciate now, we're not going to appreciate anything else, are we? So really powerful messages there from the Angel Tarot deck. Before I go into the Wisdom and Beauty card, I'm just going to say hi to Beth Wilcox, who's just popped in. You're going to watch later, but you want to say hi. Oh, it's so lovely to have you here, Beth. It's such a beautiful lady. Thank you for joining us. Lauren Bahar's here as well. Lauren, I love to see you here live. This is beautiful. Thank you for joining us. And Nicole, you're looking forward to the weekend? Yes, because that second card, I forgot to say, represents the second half of the week from Thursday through to Sunday. We can see some wonderful wishes coming through. And in my angelic circle, we are doing a Zoom call on Saturday, and we're going to be doing manifesting our wishes through vision boards. So I've got a lovely process for creating a vision board, and I hadn't done a vision board for ages to think about what I'm wishing for. You know, I'm staying within the joyfulness of the now, of the present, but there are also things that I do aspire towards, I want to bring into my life. So I'm grateful for what I have, but there are other things that I would like. And so with it, staying within the attitude of gratitude, but also asking for other beautiful things to come in. So that's what I'm going to be doing with my angelic circle. So if you're in my angelic circle, we're going to be doing vision boards on Saturday. And if you want to join the angelic circle, then just message me and ask me how. It's a private group, and it's a beautiful tribe of gorgeous people in there. Lynn Hardy said, isn't it amazing, these cards coming up in the week when in England life is opening up a lot more? Isn't it just? So if you're in the UK and you're finding life is opening up, have you been booking things to do? Have you been planning to meet up with people? Because that's something to look forward to as well, isn't it? Pauline's saying, that's exactly what your family say. Trials and tribulations, Julie. Absolutely. All right, so now this is our message from my Oracle of Wisdom and Beauty. And look at this. You know, these cards are all giving us the same message, and that is saying, give yourself a break. It's having a break from whatever's been stressing you, pressing upon you, and you know, it's time to take a deep breath and to concentrate on your breathing as well, because breath is so important. I know that might sound like a duh. Well, of course it is, because I can't stay alive without it. But I want you to really focus on how you breathe. Do you ever do that? Do you consciously breathe? I want us all to take a really deep breath right now. So just breathe in through your nose and take that breath all the way down to your belly and really inflate your belly. And hold that breath for a few seconds and then breathe out. And really expel all the air. And you know, if you do that a few times a day, be really conscious of it, it can make you a bit lightheaded because we don't breathe deeply enough. But you can slow your heart rate down and just really be conscious and just be mindful in those few moments when you're breathing. So it's really important to do that, to just take a moment to stop and to take some breaths. And you know, if anything happens to you today that's stressful, when you just do that conscious breathing, take deep breaths, fill your body, you know, all your cells with oxygen, and then breathe out. And that immediately makes you so much more, I don't know, detached from whatever's making you feel anxious or concerned. So, you know, sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to climb up here, don't we? And it feels too much. It's overwhelming sometimes. And this card is saying to you, this is a number, 1 and 9 is 20, so it's 2, you know, when we add 2 and 0 together. No, it's not 20. What am I talking about? No, yeah, 19. 1 and 9 is 10. You know me and my maths. I have the equivalent of dyslexia with mathematics. I do. I'm sure it's a thing. Anyway, 1 and 9 is 10. So, 10 is about coming to the end of something. It's about something coming to fullness. Let it go, release it. So you might find that you have been pushing yourself too hard. You've been, maybe feeling like, oh, there's something that I dyscalculia. Is that what it's called, Gemma? I've got it. I've definitely got it. But you might have been pushing yourself too hard, too far, too fast, being really hard on yourself. And it's time to let go of that pressure. It's time for you to just say, I'll climb the mountain another day. Or maybe I'll climb a different mountain. Maybe it's okay for me to just take a breath, and to just stop putting so much pressure on myself. So he's looking really fed up, and he's just saying, no, I'm not doing this to myself anymore. So take some time to escape from all of this pressure that you put on yourself. Sometimes we feel as though other people are putting pressure on us, but really it's ourselves, isn't it? Because we always want to be the very best version of ourselves, and we're not taking care of ourselves. So it's all about self-love and self-care this week. It's all about letting go of anxious thoughts, anxious situations, and to concentrate on what we do wish for. I have a question for you. What is your daily practice? What are the things that you have a habit of doing every day? Because then that becomes the biggest part of your life. Your daily practice becomes the biggest part of you. So if you spend a lot of time around negative people, then that can become a very big part of your world. And so consciously, if you work with negative people, it's a difficult thing, but you can consciously switch off to it. You don't have to engage in it. You don't have to get attached to it. You can consciously let go of that. What you start the day with, the thoughts that you start the day with, the very first action that you do, how much exercise you get, what you eat, the things you tell yourself throughout the day, those affirmations, make sure that they are the most positive and nurturing ones. And if you forget to do that, then write them on little cards. So Laurie's having a day off, and you said that's perfect. It might sound cheesy. It might sound like, no. But, it's so important. Let me tell you. All right, so those are our weekly messages. I love those. And we haven't had any big sort of dramatic stuff, so that's really good. So let us have a look and see. Oh, yes. And Julie is saying you carry black tourmaline to deflect negativity, protect yourself. Black is any black crystals are really good for protection and deflection. Another really good crystal for that, to help to almost put like a force field around yourself of deflecting others' energy, is labradorite stone is really good for that. Okay, my loves. So let's move on to the messages. Oh, Andrea says you pick a page from my book and that makes you feel good. Oh, that's so lovely. That's so nice to hear. Thank you. So let us look at the message number 1. Okay, let's get some light on the situation. So we have, first of all, I'm going to look at the angel messages. So these are called the key cards, and this is the sun and this is the moon, and it's like the merging of these two things together, these two luminaries, because the moon represents our emotions and the sun represents our power and our identity, and it's kind of like the fusion of all of us within those two luminaries. So what is the key for you today? What is the message for you? As Jupiter moves into Pisces, the key is June and bringing things out into the open. So the month of June, Jupiter will be very, very prominent in the sign of Pisces. And it's for the whole of June, Jupiter's going to be there until the end of July. And then it goes back into Aquarius. So make the very most of, in particular, those of you who chose pile number 1 with the red envelope, the month of June, because there's something that needs to be brought out into the open. You might be releasing something, launching something, completing something, saying something that is important for you. Now, I chose this pile, And I'm bringing out into the open in June, on the 1st of June, a program called Angelic Abundance. It's a 44-day program. And I'll talk a little bit more about this because I don't want to hijack your pile and your messages. But at the end, if you want to stick around, I'll tell you a bit more about Angelic Abundance because it's a beautiful program and it has even more powerful meaning for me doing this, but which I'll tell you a little bit about at the end. So anyway, I'm bringing this out in June. So this is a wonderful message for me. Bring things out into the open, and it's going to be an important month for you, June. So look forward to it. And it's my birthday month as well. My birthday in June. Anybody else having a birthday in June? Happy birthday to you. And then this little message for you is an affirmation, a message of love and light. By Natalia. So these are my little cards that I launched these with. I have a book called The Little Book of Love and Light, and these are some of the affirmations from inside the book. And it says, success follows me wherever I go. Oh yeah. So it sounds as though the key to success is the month of June, bringing something out into the open, and success on your own terms. Okay, whatever you consider success to be. So success could be eating better, sleeping more, meeting up with friends, selling more things in your online shop, getting your work done earlier so you can have more downtime. Success is whatever you determine it to be. It's success on your own terms, okay? But it follows you wherever you go in June. So get into that energy of success because it's so important. And then inside, I liked this envelope because it's the rebel one. It won't stay shut. I like a bit of rebellion. And these are little heart-shaped envelopes, actually. So when you open them up, they are like a heart. And your message is, you live in a universe that is always providing for you. So never forget that. If things are thin on the ground, or if you feel as though you've been lacking in some way, I feel like these messages are speaking to your root chakra, because the red is the colour of the root chakra, the very first energy centre that forms in our body, in our earth body, energy body, when we're in our mother's womb. It's the very first energy center. It's right at the base of the spine, and the spine is that column that allows us to be upstanding in this lifetime. It's the very force of life within us. It's the Kundalini energy. It's the feathered serpent in Mayan astrology. It is the really important part of what keeps us alive and enables us to move around and to be strong. And this represents the foundations of our lives, of our life, the life force within us, the resources that we have, the protection that we feel, the amount of money we can earn or save, and the tribe that we have around us. Because we need backup, don't we? We can't just be this soul floating around having a life. We need to have the physical things in life as well. So that is your message number 1. I hope you've enjoyed that. Number 2, we're going to start with your key card. So before I talk about this message here, I just want to talk about Jupiter in Pisces. So I mentioned earlier, Jupiter's moved into Pisces, and Jupiter transit, it transits each of the signs. It takes about a year to travel around into each sign, so it will stay in a sign for a year. Now it's going to be going retrograde until 2021, and it'll move back into Pisces. So we've got a brief visit of Jupiter into Pisces. Now Jupiter is a planet of expansion and growth. It's also the planet that is associated with the star sign of Sagittarius. So it's all about deep learning. It's about our beliefs. And so it's our wisdom on a soul level. And so with Jupiter moving into the sign of Pisces, which is all about spirituality, it's about visions, it's about dreams, creativity. This is connecting so deeply, being able to be expansive in our spirituality. So you might want to learn more about spirituality. You might want to connect really powerfully with your angels. Such a good time to do that while Jupiter is transiting Pisces for this brief time, between now and the end of July, okay, my loves? So you might get this calling where you want to go on a course and do something. I'm going on a healing course at the end of June. And I booked that before I even realised that, you know, Jupiter was moving to Pisces. I created my Angelic Abundance course before I even thought about that and made the connection. So it's just fantastic. So the key is for you, while Jupiter's in Pisces, to focus firmly on the present. So be in the now. It's going to be so important for you to stay in the moment, because the moment is a gift. That's why it's called the present. I think it was John Wayne that said that. I think many other people said it, but I'm going to attribute John Wayne to that saying. And it's just lovely to be in the moment, because we can never get the moment back. And also, I want to say about this one, if there is a moment, if there is a present moment that you're experiencing that you're not enjoying, focus on it anyway and go, what is this teaching me? What are the gifts within this? What are the hidden blessings within this? What is it trying to tell me? What did I ask to experience and learn in this lifetime? Don't push it away and resist it, because when you do that, it has a habit of coming back. Lean into it, lean into the pain. That's the biggest message within this. It's not just, oh, I'm really enjoying having my coffee and listening to some music. It's that whole, like, I just had a really awkward conversation with my friend and I'm hurting. What is this teaching me? I'm going to stay in the moment. I'm going to really access those feelings. You know, it's everything. It might be, I've got a really bad headache. Okay, take some deep breaths. What is this headache trying to tell me? Or do I normally just reach for some aspirin or some paracetamol? Maybe I could heal myself by tapping. Maybe I can drink some water. You know, be present. Where did this headache come from? What's it trying to tell me? Okay, so your next message is, upside down, from the little book of Love and Light. Challenges are opportunities for me to grow. Oh, yes, they are. Oh, love this. Love this whole kind of concept of, you know, the challenge is the opportunity. The growth comes from the grotty stuff. The key is to focus on the present to see where is the gift within the present. And Julie Johnson says, you've been thinking of a course and this is affirmed to move forward and do it. There you go. So that's a beautiful message for you there. And if anybody was thinking of doing my Angelic Abundance course, there's still time to join at the early bird rate. There are a few little places left of that early bird. You got to be quick. And your message, if you chose the pink heart, break the habit of being too busy and get busy doing what really matters to you. Whoa, that's you know, the pink is all about compassion. So pink is about having compassion for ourselves. Sometimes we're just so busy running around, aren't we? I was talking to my friend last week and she was saying about before lockdown, before the pandemic struck, she had something booked in her diary every week for like 3 months. And she said, every weekend, sorry. And she said, I don't want to do that anymore. I am really resisting doing that because it was a really toxic way of living, where you looked in your diary and you never had space to do something spontaneous because she was booked in to go in for dinner with all these couples, going out shopping, meeting, you know, all these things. And she just said, I really want to focus on what matters to me. So it's having that compassion for yourself to break habits of busyness. Why do we make ourselves busy? Usually because we want to create lots of noise and distraction. And also, you know, downtime, quiet time. You know, that moment where we're sitting there, we've got nothing to do, and we think, oh, I'll just pick my phone up and I'll just scroll through social media. No. Put your phone back down. Put your phone in a drawer. Just sit. Sit and do nothing. Break the habit of being busy. And it feels like, have compassion for yourself to just do nothing for a few moments and focus firmly on the present. And sometimes those challenges that you're facing might come up and you want to distract yourself from them. Just allow yourself to think about it, because that's where those right juicy moments of inspiration and aha moments come, you know, like, oh, found a solution to this. But if you keep distracting yourself all the time, you're never going to get that space, the space to think about what needs to come through, what is trying to get your attention. My brother-in-law, he's such a person who distracts himself. He even bought underwater headphones so he can listen to the music on his phone when he's in a swimming pool. And that's like the ultimate, like, I just don't want to be alone with my thoughts. I want distraction in every second of every moment. He's got a TV in his bathroom, you know, that kind of thing. I just constantly want noise and distraction. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. So, you know, if you recognize any of that within yourself, then think about why you do that and how to break the habit of it. And it starts by just doing it once, allowing yourself 5 minutes without the distraction. So our next one, our final one, number 3, is the green envelope. And your key from the angels is, the key is silver and the power of the full moon. So the first thing is, you know, the rays of the full moon, when the moon is illuminated, it's beautiful silver colour. And that is, the full moon is actually next week. So let me tell you the exact date of it. It is happening on Wednesday the 26th of May. If you're in the UK, it's happening at 12:13 in the afternoon, precisely. And it's a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, okay? So for those of you who chose number 3, this is going to be a breakthrough full moon for you. So this eclipse is breaking through with something. Now, it's interesting about this whole Jupiter thing, because Jupiter's in Pisces, which is about you connecting to your spirituality, getting these kind of really deep sort of spiritual insights, wisdom, connection to the angelic realm, etc. And that full moon eclipse just so happens to be in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So this is going to be a really super powerful full moon for all of us, because it's an eclipse. It's showing something, it's revealing something that's hidden. That can be a big like shock, it can be a pleasant surprise, but it's always good. It's always bringing good things, whether we perceive it to be or not. So Jupiter's got a really big influence on you, and this full moon eclipse is going to be particularly powerful for giving you some important insights. So what are these insights? Let's have a look at your affirmation. I never give up on what I know in my heart is right for me. So there's something, so you know, the full moons are all about bringing something to a conclusion. It's about bringing something to fullness. Something may have been hidden and it then comes to light. So something that you, yes, I know, Laurie, please be pleasant. Absolutely, we pray for that, don't we? Like, be a pleasant surprise. Thank you. Thank you, angels. Something that you've wanted for a long time, there's something that you've really had your heart set on, and you might have been feeling like, oh, I don't know whether I can have it. I don't know whether it's going to ever happen for me. Well, that eclipse could just open up something that allows that to become reality. Now, it might not do it in the way you expect. So as Laurie says, please be pleasant. You might have something unpleasant happen to you. Now, I watched this film. You know these real life movies? I love those. I watched this film once about this. It was a true story about this lady, who she'd been in a really abusive relationship with this man in America, and she left him. And he didn't like the fact that she left him, so he got a hit out on her and so tried to get somebody to kill her. And unfortunately, the bullet went into her spine and made her paralysed. But then she ended up going in hospital and having this rehab with this doctor, and she fell in love with this doctor, and they got married and lived happily ever after. And she then became like a really big name in terms of teaching people about living with a disability like that. And she wrote a book. And so I know that's extreme, but I always get reminded of that film about, you know, like she wished for love, like she wanted true love, and she had to find it in the most kind of really strange circumstances. She did end up walking again as well. So I'm feeling like that was a bad example. But you know what I mean? Like the things that we don't, you know, we think, oh no, my dream's gone, could actually be the way that the universe is manufacturing your dream. But it's in a way that you didn't want or didn't expect. But obviously, you're not going to end up having something like that happen to you. But you know how, like, sometimes you don't get you don't get the job that you want. You go for a job interview, you don't get it because the job that's waiting for you is one you're going to apply for further down the line. That was a better example, wasn't it? Oh, full of wisdom this morning, aren't I? So our final message from the envelope. So the green is all about healing. It's about your heart. What's in your heart? What does your heart want? Don't give up on that because it's there waiting for you. It just might not come in the way you expect. Laurie, you know what? I just have a way with words, don't I? And your heart message is celebrate every moment of your courageous life. So, you know, when you don't get something you want, so you, like the analogy of the job, you went for a job interview, you didn't get it. Well, this happened to my daughter's boyfriend, actually. So he went for a job at this gas company in Manchester, and he was all excited about it, and he got down to the final 3, and he didn't get this job, and he was gutted because he was thinking, oh, well, you know, I really want this job. So then he got an interview for another job with this big supermarket chain called Morrison's in the UK, and he went through all of these different interview processes, and then they rang him up straight after the final interview and said, we'd love to take you on. And he only has to work 4 days a week, and he gets 6 weeks holiday, and he gets a really good pay package. So can you imagine if he'd got the gas job, it would have been more stressful. He'd have to move to Manchester, and you know, this other job, he only has to work 4 days a week. I want that job. So celebrate every moment of your courageous life. Be courageous enough to allow the universe to, you know, make sure you're doing the right things and you're exactly where you should be, because eclipses are course correctors, are they not? So I promised that I was going to talk about my Angelic Abundance course for a few moments. So thank you to everybody who's been here live with me this morning. I really appreciate you. So just a quick plug for my Angelic Abundance course. So it's going to be a 44-day program, and it's at the moment at the early bird price. It is £44. Now, this program is going to take you around 15 to 20 minutes of every day for 44 days, and it is all about getting you into a place where you can really assess your life and your connections to your angels. So we start with doing a beautiful questionnaire about where are you at? Why did you come into this lifetime? So we've got 27 different aspects, and probably 3 or 4 of those are really key, and will keep cropping up as themes in your life over the last 10 years. So we get some insights into that. What are those 3 or 4 key areas that are really crucial to you and what you're experiencing this lifetime, and how you then can really lean into those and to get the angelic support around that, so that you're living your life on your terms and in the way you meant to. We will start to do daily practice. So this is getting you into these beautiful habits that are life-changing. So it's about waking up in the morning, and what do you do? Or what do you do last thing at night? How do you set the tone for your day? How do you end the day? And most of all, how do you connect with your angels to do things like finding your direction, healing past hurts, letting go of the things that weren't right for you, so that you can create space for the things that are? How can you open up to more love from friends, family, and love, romantic partnerships? How you can use oracle and angel cards to get those messages and channel them for you, for yourself first, and then how you can do those readings for other people, and just to see which angels are working with you, and to be much more, I don't want to use the word in control, but much more powerfully connected to your angels, so that every day you're able to receive those messages of wisdom, so that you're on the right track and you're doing exactly what you came here to do, because your guardian angel is very much a part of that. They're in your life, guiding and guarding you, and they've been with you through every lifetime, and they are the angel that you will sit and talk to before you come into this life and decide what are those important lessons that you want to learn and to understand and to grow around. So it's such a good value program, because it's like, if you get it at the early bird rate, it's £1 a day. It's less than a take-out coffee or a bottle of water that we just throw away the cup at the end of the day, and it nourished us in that moment. But this is something that can nourish you for the rest of your life and set you onto a path. And Mona is asking how much it is for Canadians. So Canadians, dollars is usually, is it like double UK pounds? Is it something like that? I can tell you US dollars. US dollar rate would be something like $60. But the exchange rate is really good at the moment in your favour, in US dollar favour. So yeah, I think Canadian dollars is roughly half again, so it'd be something like 80 Canadian dollars. I'm going to grab the link for you. So here is the link if you want to book on. We begin on the 1st of June, and it's just going to be gorgeous, and it's going to be something you can access forever. So you'll have course notes at the end, and you'll be able to access the links to all of the videos. There's lots of beautiful guided meditations. If you don't like meditating, then, you know, it'll help you to get into meditating, to learn how to do that for your own well-being and your health. And it's just a lovely thing to be able to do. And I hope you're going to join us, because we've got some gorgeous people on this programme, and you'll get to meet and connect with the other people who are doing it with you through a Facebook group. And we're also going to have 2 Zoom classes as well. And if you can't make it live, you can watch the replays of those. So that is the link. Thank you so much for listening and for being with me this morning. Thank you to everybody who sent me stars and all your messages and comments and love and support. I really appreciate you. And we're nearly 10% of the way there to our stars goal, so that's brilliant. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm wishing you an absolutely wonderful week. Enjoy Jupiter being in Pisces. Get those vision boards set up, connect with your angels, and think about all of the lovely things that this Jupiter transit is trying to teach you in terms of understanding yourself better and connecting with your dreams. Lots of love. Take care.